Hello students. Today in this video we are going to start with unit 2, that is government. The word government is not a new one to you. You might have heard this word from your parents, elders, neighbors. You would have heard the word government a lot in the news channels, read it in the newspapers, books from your teachers, etc. Until now, you must have only heard the word government. But now, in this chapter, you will learn about what a government is, the important role it plays in our lives, what the governments do, how do they decide what to do, and what is the difference between different type of governments such as monarchies and democracies. Now, every country needs a government. And why does it need a government? To make decisions and to get the things done, to do things and to decide what to do. These decisions can be about where to build roads, schools, hospitals, etc., or how to reduce the prices of simple things such as onions, carrots, potatoes, etc., especially when these things get too expensive, or ways to increase the supply of electricity, water, etc. The government also takes action on many social issues related to our society. For example, it has several programs to help the poor, several programs to help the unemployed, several programs to help women and children. Things such as postal services, that is our post offices, railway services, that is our railway stations, trains, etc. These all are run or controlled by the government. So, from this, we can understand that government has a very important role to play in our lives. The government also has the job of protecting the boundaries of the country and maintaining peaceful relations with the another countries. And how does the government do this? By keeping an army. Not just keeping an army, but also maintaining it. The government is responsible for ensuring that all its citizens have enough to eat, that is, food, enough food supply, and have good health facilities. Now, good health facilities include good hospitals, beds in the hospitals, tools and technology in the hospitals, doctors, nurses, medicines, ambulances, etc. When there are natural disasters like the tsunami or the earthquake, it is the government that mainly organizes the aid and assistance for the affected people. Whenever a disaster hits a place, an unfortunate event happens in a place, who comes to help the people? Who comes to rescue the people? Basically, it is the government. If there is a dispute or if someone has committed a crime, you find people in the court. Courts are also part of the government. Now, courts, Supreme Court, High Court, these are the places which give us justice. So, these are also the part of government. Let us now look at some examples of the institutions that are a part of government. Here, you can see the symbol of Bharat Petroleum. This is a institution run by the government of India. The Parliament of India is a very important part of the Indian government. This is the place from where the government actually runs. The Supreme Court of India is yet another very important government run institution of our country. This is the place where people get justice from. This is a very important place for getting law and justice. AIMS Delhi in India is the biggest medical research facility and hospital, which is another government run institution, and it provides medical facilities to the people. Indian Railways is yet another government run institution. The government provides the facility of uh, providing the trains facilities inside the trains as well as the facilities of railway stations. NCERT, yet another very important government run institution. This is the body which actually governs and looks after the publishing of the books. The books that we people read are approved and are published by NCERT. Indian Army is a very important government run institution. The Indian Army protects us and provides us peace and comfort in the country that we live in. From the examples that we just saw, you would have understood that the government run institutions are diversified in all the types of areas, coming from medical to education to law and order to decision making. Perhaps you're wondering how governments manage to do all this and why it is necessary for them to do so. When human beings live and work together, there needs to be some amount of organization so that the decisions can be made. Some rules have to be made that apply to everybody in our country. For example, there is a need to control resources and protect the territory of a country so that the people can feel secure. And who does this? Who is responsible for making people feel secure? It is the governments. Governments do this on behalf of their people by exercising leadership, taking decisions, and implementing these among all the people in their territory. Now, exercising leadership is done by the leaders, political leaders that we have. Taking decisions is done by making rules, laws, etc. Implementing these is done when these laws, rules are actually implemented, or people are made or asked to follow these rules and laws in order to establish peace and security in our country.